Alright guys, so this is the front seat on the white truck. I already took the front seat out of the black truck. Like I said, they're exactly the same. So what it takes is there's 4 bolts. There's these 2 here, and then in the front, let's see if I can show you, there's one here, and then there's one over here on this side. All 4 of those are 15 millimeter. And then you got this one. And this one is 11/16. So if you don't have one deep enough, you could use it's best if you have a deep well one. This one will work. It doesn't actually lock in all the way, but you've got 5 bolts on both sides. And then the whole seat, including the center console, can all come out all in one piece. If you don't want it all to come out and all in one piece, you can take, there's bolts here on each side, front and back, and you just come around here to the other side and you take it apart, and it's like a impact Torx to get those bolts off. But I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to take these bolts off and then lift the whole bench seat out, because that'll be the easiest way to do it. That's what I did on the black truck. And then after I get the front seat out, then we'll take the bench out of the back out. That way I don't have any extra weight in here when I go to take it apart and I lift this cab onto the other frame. So I'm going to take these bolts apart and move the seat, and then you can see how it looks that way. So I'm a poor mechanic, only because I don't have lots of money. So I use a lot of just basic hand tools. I don't really have a ton of power tools. I'd love to be able to buy myself a really nice 1/4 inch and 3/8 and 1/2 inch drive Milwaukee's. Those would be nice, but I don't have that kind of money, so I just use a lot of this. And if the bolt's too tight and I can't get it apart, then I use I got a pipe that I can fit on this, and I got a couple different lengths, just like any mechanic. So one thing to remember is this particular bolt is welded into, this one right here is welded into the floor, and you're just taking off a nut. These ones are actually bolts inside, and they look like this. So you'll have 4 of them that look like this, and then one of them that's just a nut. And that's the same on both sides, driver side and passenger side. Alright, so that's everything in the back. I'm gonna move to the front. And what I do is I just moved the whole seat forward so I could get to these bolts in the back. And then I'm going to move the seat as far back as it will go to get to the front ones. And there's only 2 in the front. One right there. And like I said before, there's one right there. So I'm going to take those apart, and then I'll be back. Alright, so I got all the bolts on the passenger side off. Now I'm on the driver's side, and I'm going to do the same thing. And it's the exact same setup, just on the driver's side. 2 bolts, 1 nut, and then in the front there's a bolt over on that side, and there's one over there. And we got a cable here that we got to unhook and then fish it up and out so that it doesn't like drag or get pinched or ruined or anything like that. And then we should be able to just lift it up and out of the way. And This is just a basic how to take the front seat out of a 94 to 2001 Dodge pickup. Even the 1500s all the way up to the 3500s are all the same. You can get all of them when the seats all look like this. You can get the whole front seat out the same way I'm doing it right now. Something else I wanted to point out really quick. Sorry about the shakiness on my camera, but this is on the driver's side. This back door right here, it doesn't open. The bottom latch is having some problems. The driver's side opens, or the passenger side opens. So it made it a lot easier to get to those bolts on the back. One thing you can do if this door, like mine, whether it's on the driver's side or the passenger side, isn't working, besides just pushing the chair all the way forward to get to it, which in some models where these don't open, it's you got to climb over the seat to get to the back. You don't really have an option to take it out any other way except for to push the seat forward and lean it forward to get to these bolts, or lift this back seat up and then you can sit back here and get to these bolts pretty easily, so that you don't have to worry about, you know, being wedged between the seat and this door or anything like that. See if I can focus this a little bit. It seems kind of close. Anyway, I'll finish taking these out. Like I said, I'm trying not to be too shaky or anything, but I don't have any options to do it any other way. So as soon as I get this all done, then I will pull the seat out all the way and show you how it looks without a front seat in it. Alright, so I got all the bolts out. This wire connection has it's got a little tiny push clip right here. Some of them are really difficult to push in and pull on the unit to get it out, but the ones that don't just come apart as free as this one does, you can wedge yourself a little tiny screwdriver down, push it down, and pry the screwdriver at the same time. And what I would do is, like, and I've done it in the past, where if it's connected, sorry, the thing keeps flipping on me. Let's see if I can get this thing to stay so I can show you. Whoops, sorry. It's not gonna stay, but right here where my fingernail is, I would put a screwdriver and push it down and then pry with the screwdriver against the two housings and it would pop out. I only do that if these are really difficult and they don't come free very easily, but this one was pretty easy. This connection is for stuff like power seats and heated seats and the airbag alarm that's on the dash for, like, your passenger, so that the dash will tell you, hey, your passenger is so light that your airbag is on, or your passenger is heavy enough that it can be off, or you just use your key right in here and you can turn it off or turn it on with your ignition key. After you get all the bolts off, you got to lift it up to clear this bolt and that bolt. That's the driver's side. I already lifted it so that it's cleared it. I got to lift this side and get it out all the way. Even though this back door opens and it'd be more ideal for me to pull this thing through the passenger side because the back door and the front door open. I can't do that because the other truck is right behind me. I don't know if you can see that because of the sun or not, but it's right behind me, and it's too close for me to get the seat out, so I got to go through that way and work with it because that driver's side back door doesn't open. But I will be making a video on how to fix that driver's side back door so that it will open and close better and actually work like it should. Let me finish getting the rest of this seat out. There it is, out on the gravel in the driveway, and this is how the interior looks without a front seat. That's some garbage and money, and all that stuff's going to be cleaned up when I get to the point where I'm putting it all back together. Anyways, that's how you take out, and a little bit of an explanation on how you remove the front seat on a Dodge Ram. Thanks for watching. Subscribe and stay tuned to watch the rest of the build.